motivate MBA students to build their LinkedIn profile and how to present their professional personalities on the professional platform like LinkedIn. Today, we have with us Mrs. Priyanka Shah, Agile coach, project management professional, speaker, and consultant. Ma'am has completed her MBA in Finance and Financial Management Services from Yeshwantrao Chavan Maharashtra Open University and her MSc Computer Science from North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon. Currently, ma'am is working in HSBC, which is Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation Limited. Ma'am is highly skilled agile coaching coach, scrum masters and product owners and helping organization with agile transformation. Ma'am has over 15 years of IT experience. With this, ma'am also have so many licenses and certification in ICA Agile, Certified Professional, Agile Team Facilitation, Financial Scrum Master, Journey Giftworks Certified People Manager, Project Management Professional, Scrum Foundation, Professional Certified, Advanced Certified Scrum Master, Certified Scrum Professional, Certified SAFE 4 Scrum Master, Certified Kanban Coach, Sun Certified Java Program. So we welcome you, ma'am, and we are so thankful for your precious time. And I request all the students to turn off their mic. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, hi, thank you very much. Good morning, all. And that was an amazing introduction. I'm not sure you from where you got information, but yeah, that was quite a work. So thanks for that. And hello, everyone. Good morning. Can someone please confirm me that you're able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's
All right.
visible.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. So good morning once again. And as a student, you are in like no exciting chapter of your life, but also a stressful one. You are likely starting to plan out your career path, search for jobs, build a professional network, and continue to stay up to date in the industry that you are passionate about. If this is the case, you need to be aware of power of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is platform that can help you in your careers. In the modern world of business, LinkedIn has become the basic pocket watch for every driven individual. According to HubSpot, LinkedIn has over 575 million users worldwide, with 260 millions of those being monthly active users. It is also 277% more effective at generating leads and ROI than the old online giants such as Facebook and Twitter. Before LinkedIn was born over 15 years ago, we relied on emails, telephone calls, and good old fashioned face to face meetings to build our rapport and establish business connections. Now, you and the organizations are out there for the world to see and to judge. I hope you all are dreaming for future and have already started to set goals on how you can be successful in your career ahead. I'm confident that LinkedIn can help you to achieve your goals, and I'm excited to share some tips and strategies on how you can utilize it better. Let's get started. I think you already got the information, but this is something about me. So yes, I'm a PMP professional with 17 plus years of experience in IT. Currently, I'm working as a Agile coach, as already mentioned. So I have some of the certifications. You already saw the logos on the first page. So these are some of the certifications that I possess, and that's about my day job. While I am not working at my work, I am passionate about like no reading and going to trekking and other stuff. All right, so what's our agenda? Today, I'll be sharing some tips for setting up a great LinkedIn profile that will stand out. And we will also explore some of the things that you can do to leverage LinkedIn, such as networking, staying informed on industry news and trends. I would also be sharing how you can use it to communicate and connect with people, find and apply for jobs, do research for interviews, strengthen your digital footprint, and much more. Okay, so let's dive in. First question would be like, no, in your mind, why LinkedIn? You're already thinking, and if not, you should be aware that you are about to make one of the most important and stressful as well. Okay, stressful transitions of your life, the transition from school, college to a career. Hopefully, you have spent a lot of time thinking about what your career goals are, and hopefully, you have acquired the skills and knowledge to get started. But now you have to find a job that will help you progress on your journey. You have some important questions to ask, like what are some companies that you would like to work for? What are some of the positions that you are qualified to apply for? What are their job openings and how you can apply for them? How can you show these employees that you are a great fit and a strong candidate for the job? How can you make sure that you are up to date with the latest industry trends so that you can ace your interview? And who can you look up to in order to network, ask questions, and earn powerful recommendations? The good news is LinkedIn here to help with all of these. It allows you to access important articles and posts which are relevant to you through your daily news feed. It helps you to develop a strong digital footprint, which is essential your personal brand. It helps you to research companies and industries, find and apply for jobs, build a strong professional network. And these are all things that I strongly suggest you to take advantage of. As I mentioned earlier, LinkedIn has over 575 million users. It provides data and information on over 9 million companies. It has over 10 million active job postings, and it's the go-to site for most of the recruiters and hiring managers. Recent surveys have found that over 70% of the companies use social media to screen candidates, with LinkedIn being the most popular. And 92% of recruiters use social media to search for job candidates, again, with LinkedIn being the most popular. What will potential employer find when they search for you online? Generally, a LinkedIn profile will the first thing they come up with. Therefore, it is something that you should take the time to strengthen. And it's not a good idea to ignore your online presence. In fact, 57% of employers surveyed reported that they were less likely to hire a person who they cannot find online. In the digital age, the most common ways that new jobs are found are through networking and employee referrals. If you already have a LinkedIn profile, great. This session will help you to strengthen it, and you will know more ways that you can leverage the LinkedIn platform. If you don't have LinkedIn account, it's never too late. This session will help you get started and start building a great, strong digital footprint and professional network that will help you to land the job you deserve. A question that I'm like no commonly asked by students is, what's the difference between LinkedIn profile and resume, and why I need a resume if I have LinkedIn profile or vice versa? Actually, that's a good question. The answer is purpose, content, and the length. These are the key differences. Take a look at some of the ways that your LinkedIn profile differs from your resume. The first thing is the depth. Whereas resume is straightforward listing of your education, experience, and accomplishments, your LinkedIn profile gives you room to elaborate. Creating a summary on your LinkedIn profile can provide you an opportunity to resonate your enthusiasm, personality, and motivation more than a traditional resume can. Your LinkedIn profile also gives you an opportunity to share other things like volunteer experience, your interest, and the ability to attach multimedia such as like images or documents and videos to further showcase your work. Another main difference is the recommendations. Your LinkedIn profile allows you to add endorsements for skills and recommendations from others such as your peers, professors, or past coworkers, something that a resume doesn't always provide an opportunity for. These endorsements and recommendations are valuable as they give employers more insight into how other people view you as well as what your skill set is. Finally, is the platform. LinkedIn is living, breathing network where other students, recent graduates, professionals, and employers can interact with you and contact you. You can utilize the LinkedIn platform to create a powerful network of connections. Also, the platform allows others to find you by searching the keywords or skills which you possess, something that a resume cannot provide. I have often told some of the students in some of the sessions that I have done that when you submit a resume to a potential employer, you are just a piece of paper listing your experiences and accomplishments. Only if an employer decides to take the next step and talk to you will they begin to learn more about your personality and enthusiasm. With a LinkedIn profile, you have the opportunity to share your personality, creativity, interest, enthusiasm, and many more things. Something that I would definitely recommend you to taking full advantage of. Okay. So let's see how you can create and build your profile, the individual profile on your LinkedIn. So at this stage, if you have not already created your LinkedIn account, you just need to set it up, go to linkedin.com. You can click on join now and like you can just add in your email, phone number, password, whatever, and you are ready to go. There is also an option of registering using your Google ID. So just set up your new account. If you already have it, just log into it. The most important thing in your profile would be your profile picture and the background. It is the first thing that people will see when they land on your LinkedIn page. For this reason, I highly suggest that you take time to add a profile picture that represents you the way you want to be perceived. LinkedIn members with a profile picture receive many more views and messages. So adding a photograph can be really important. It's not really a professional headshot, just something that represents you, are the exact LinkedIn words when you are trying to upload the one. This is important to mention because I have seen some of the people with their LinkedIn profiles over like years, but they said they don't have a profile picture because they didn't have any professional headshot to use. Now, although you would want to have a high quality picture that represents you well, don't let this be an obstacle. If you do have a professional headshot, great, use it. If not, we everybody has like no smartphones and cameras that allow you to take high quality photographs, which will work just fine. When selecting a photograph for your account, there are few things that you should consider. First of all, is it a recent photograph? You want people to be able to recognize you based on this picture. This means you will probably need to update it every once in a while. You cannot have like no a photo for 15, 16, 17 years. So proper framing, that is important because ideally, obviously, you would want people to see your face. You don't want to be too zoomed too far out, maybe too far in. So that is one thing that you need to consider. Next would be the quality of picture. Although you don't need a professional headshot, but also you don't need, or in fact, you should not, definitely must not want a blurry or like no pixelated photo. Also, is your photograph showing up professionalism? It's a social media platform for professional connections. You likely want to have photograph to reflect this. So please no swimming photographs. If you have already had a professionally done headshot, use that. Otherwise, you can just easily take your own picture using your camera on smartphone. Just be conscious of the framing and the lighting and the background. Now, we know that profile picture would be the first thing when people will see on your like LinkedIn account. Your headline is one of the first thing that they will read. So you are going to want to make it a very good one. As a student, your headline will be default listing you as a student and a college you attend. But you can change this. Your headline is an important part of your LinkedIn profile, and it should reflect the message that you are trying to convey. It's the chance to tell people who you are and what you do. If you were already in a career, this would be likely a place that you would list your job title and the company you work for. But as a student, you are likely in a different situation. And let's take advantage of this. This may be an opportunity to show what you are passionate about related to your future career. So, just an example, if you like web designing, just add passionate about web design. Phrases like this can be used as an opportunity to show off your personality and what you are interested in, while also adding important keywords. So, something like student at DYP, passionate about web design, it would be fine. For this section, I recommend avoid using the slang words or like no jargon such as marketing ninja. Many people won't understand what you are talking about, and it's doubtful that people are actually searching for the word ninja, unless, of course, your course is ninja. In that case, ninja is something that you would want to. Just keep in mind these guidelines. Try out like no some different headlines to use on your profile. Ask for feedback from your friends, your like no peer students, your family, classmates to see what resonates with them. Also keep in mind that you can always come back and change your headline. So personalizing your headline should be the first thing after your profile photo and background that you would want to do. Then comes the profile summary part. It is an extremely important part of your profile, and it is a section that you should put a lot of time and thoughts into. I want to start out by saying that I have seen hundreds of profiles on LinkedIn, and I'm amazed at the number of people who choose to either not include profile summary or they will only write a sentence or two. I think this is a big mistake. Not only is the profile summary an opportunity to share some of your accomplishments, but it is also an opportunity to share your mission statement, your career goals and aspirations, your personality, and why it is that you do what you do. You want your summary to resonate with those who choose to look deeper into profile. This is one of the advantages that it has over resume, but not unless you take advantage of it, of course. Your summary is also a great place to include the keywords that will help you make more visible yourself in the search results. But there is one important thing to know here. When you first go to someone's profile, you will only see the first few lines of their summary. So it is really important to capture people's attention in those 3 lines. So you have some important decisions to make regarding your summary. First, it is something you want to do right away, or do you want to wait and maybe like no you can come back to summary after you finish your rest of the profile? Because what happens when you complete your rest of the profile first, it may give you more insight into what you want to add to your summary and what it should be looking like. So no matter what you do, remember that your profile and your summary, it should constantly evolve. You should constantly keep updating it as you enter new phases of your career, as you learn new things, or you have like new accomplishments. If you are still not sure what your summary should look like, I would recommend check out some LinkedIn profiles of maybe students pursuing similar career path as you would want to do. Read over a few and see what do you think. Do you like the way they are doing it? Follow that format. Do you see any keywords that they are including? Add those. Spend some time crafting your summary before you post it. Once it is hello, is there any question? Okay. Okay. So I think that was by mistake, right? Any questions so far?
No, ma'am, you can continue.
Okay, fine, no problem. I thought somebody unmuted. So once this summary is written, as I'm already mentioned, just have like no your peers, your student, I mean student friends, Ask them to give you a feedback, and if like no, if you think that is something good that you can incorporate, just incorporate that feedback. This is a very important part of your LinkedIn profile, and one that you should definitely put some time and effort into. Okay. uh, then the most important thing would be for you, your education. It is very similar to work experience. Once you get that basic information entered in, you can put in other things like no grades or activities or societies, as well as in the description section as well. So just like the way there is work experience section, and you can elaborate like no some of the things that you have done, you can add similar things in the education as well. So if you are a student and you would like to put some of the things that you have accomplished in the school college, you can just go ahead and elaborate on those things. One thing that you don't have to put in the years. If you don't want, just don't put it. It's not mandatory. You can just like no add the degree that you are doing without the years, and it should be fine. So just take some time to add your educational experience to your LinkedIn profile. Then we do have featured examples of your work. So it was not there until like no recent years. So if you have done maybe like no so far whatever we have discussed, so you have like good foundation for your LinkedIn profile. Now you can go ahead and take a look at some of the ways that you can take it to the next level. So we will take advantage of this featured section. Here you can feature examples of your work. Now I know like no this would be better for some of the industries because their work is something they can show, and some of the industries cannot show that much. But yes, if you have maybe ability to showcase some of the examples of your work, I would recommend doing that. Definitely show people what you are capable of. Earlier you were able to do this like no in summary section. At the bottom of summary you could add just files and media and all those stuff, but now LinkedIn has come up with this featured section. You can also feature the post that you have written on LinkedIn. If you have any articles that you have written, or you have some like no other websites or blog posts that you have written outside, so you could add like no the external links as well. You could add social media. You could add media, sorry, not social media but the media, the mp3 or mp4 whatever. So you have all these different things that you can feature that people can check out to see what it is that you do. I recommend taking advantage of the featured section. If you have stuff you can show, please go ahead. If not, that's fine. Whenever you have something, share it. All right, then the keywords. I keep on like no repeating things, keywords. So what is the importance of including keywords or like no words specific to your situation, which people might be searching for on LinkedIn? Keywords are actually important, and remember that not only you are looking for people and jobs or companies, but recruiters and others are also looking for you. It's not only you who are looking for like-minded people to connect with, but yes, like-minded people are also looking to find out you. So take some time to determine the keywords that you want to incorporate throughout your profile. Most people that come across your profile will do so through the LinkedIn search bar or from recommendations by the LinkedIn. In order to take advantage of this, you need to feed the algorithm with the words that are being searched for. So the $1,000,000 question, how do we know which keywords to use? Although this will be completely different for everyone, depending on your industry, your role, your purpose for using LinkedIn, I have some of the suggestions and advice on how to find a good keywords. So first thing, let's see what keywords others are using. So what we can do if you would want to see what people are searching for web design, I'll just like no go to search and I'll just search for web design. It actually gives me like no the number of people, LinkedIn members who are web designers or maybe like no have web design keyword in their profile. You can actually go to their profiles, read their summaries, look for the words the main keywords that are like common in the profiles that have been used. Another way is like not only the people, but you can actually search for the companies. So look for company pages. Most of companies will obviously have a page on LinkedIn, and the company page is like the plethora of information. It includes the things like post, their jobs, their people. You can go down and read it like whatever you want to. You can find out the different keywords they are using. It could be like leader in the industry that you are. Go for that company page, and maybe like any company, your dream company that you would want to work for. So go for like their post, go for their job postings. Say for example, you would want to become a marketing manager, search for like marketing manager. You will be receiving list of jobs in your search results. When you click on them, then you will have like information about those jobs. This is again another great place to find the right keywords, especially when you are looking for jobs. If you're going to want to make sure that you're using the same keywords that they are using, you have to make sure that your profiles are using those words. You can like also use some of the free tools like cloud, word cloud. So you can just copy paste the job postings there, and you would actually find out what that word cloud is giving you. It will actually give you like which keywords are the most important one, or are repeating. You can do that. So there are like bunch of things that you can do to actually find out the right keywords. So take time to find out those keywords that will help your profile stand out, and used LinkedIn as powerful research tool to do so. And then now you have set up your LinkedIn account, you have set up your profile. Let's take a look how you can configure like your public profile. So on the home page, when we started out, I had like one QR code scanner. If you have already scanned that, it would take you to my LinkedIn page. So this LinkedIn page is actually nothing, but it would show you my public profile, what I have chosen to like show you. If anybody who is not on LinkedIn, they would just want to see some details. I have shared only some of the details there. This is also like when someone searches for you on Google, often the first thing they would come up with the public LinkedIn profile. Even if they are not logged into LinkedIn, they will be able to view your public profile. Of course, based on your setting. If you have already turned it off, they won't be. I'm not advising you to turn it off because it's a good thing that helps people to find you. However, you would want to have like, you have that ability and you would want to customize what you want to appear on your public profile. Definitely, I don't want my contact details or like, some other stuff to be visible there in my public profile. So I would go to my settings and I would like, just see what my public profile should look like. I can like, remove and add, or like just toggle off the visibility of those sections, maybe experience or education. So I want maybe like my only latest experience, or maybe my current company to be featured on my public profile. So I can do that. I don't want my entire education to be displayed there. I just want maybe like my the latest last PG that I have done to be displayed there. It would show only that, or whatever. It would depend based on whatever you would want to share with your public profile. So if your public profile is visible and you're not comfortable, then you can also turn it off. But again, that won't help much. You could actually like just show some of the specific things that you would want to. You can also show, I'm not comfortable sharing my profile photo with like unknown people or on my public profile. I have just turned it off. You can also do that. So there is a thing like you can do that. For example, my photo would be like visible only to my first connection or second connection or second connection. So First connection is people who are directly connected with me. Second connection would be like people who are connected to those people who are directly connected to me. So they can see my photo. But third connection, the people who are not connected with me, they will see only public profile. They won't see my full name. They won't see maybe my photo. So that way. So you can click on that. You can have maybe headline or summary, that is something that you would want to show there. Or if you think only headline is good, summary you would want to just like no, just switch it off. You can do that. So this is a good thing that you would want to do for your public profile. And one more thing you would want to do is your public profile URL. If you just go to LinkedIn and you just create your profile, like no, your profile URL would be something like no, linkedin.com/ whatever your name and some random number. Okay, this is not, first of all, it doesn't look pretty, and it is not even professional looking, and it is not easy to remember. So what you can go, you can just go and edit it, go to again setting, just edit your public profile URL, and you can add whatever you would want to. So in case when you go to my profile, it would be like no, it would be the URL Priyanka S. Shah, which is my name. It's easy for me to remember, and it is also easy for me to share. And people will also like remember it properly. I can put it on my email signature, resume, my business cards, and it's kind of professional. So similarly, like just go for it. You have to claim it, because if you are having like common name, your URL might be like no, already taken. So in that case, just add maybe like no, your middle name or initials or something like that. You would want to change it. And that's the way it would be, your public profile URL would be updated. Any questions so far? Okay. Let's go to the skills part of it. Now, this is something like no, in your profile that you would want to add. Just think about what are some good things that you are good at. What skills do you possess that define you, who you are, what you do? So start making a list of these traits that make you uniquely. Like, so maybe like no, brainstorm them with your friends. Consider adding them as skills to your LinkedIn profile under the skills section. Your skills could be maybe any concept, web design. I keep on talking about that. It could be social media. Yes, you're expert in that, and that's a skill. So you could add that. Or even it can be like no, sales. In software, it could be like tools. It could be your PowerPoint, Excel, Photoshop, anything. It could be people skills. It could be leadership, public speaking, or anything. So when you actually start adding your skill, just ask your like no, trusted member. You can ask your professor, because they would be able to help you like no, identifying your own skills if you have not already done that. So these are the skills that you can add. When you begin to start adding, it will give you like no, pop up the auto suggest. So it will automatically generate. You have ability to add I think 50. Yes, you can add up to 50 skills. So I'm not recommending like no, adding all the 50 skills, because it might not be like no, don't stretch it like no too much. It might not be too professional to add 50 skills. And yeah, but it doesn't mean that I'm asking you to sell yourself short. Listing skills would be like no, you are really expert in, you're knowledgeable in, that would help. It helps add some keywords to your profiles, and it also allows for other people to endorse you and interact with your profile. So as you see in this screenshot above, you will see like no, we have some skills listed here, and next to them there are some numbers. So these are like no, these numbers are representing the endorsements from other people who have endorsed for these skills. So when you first start out, you won't have many endorsement, but that's okay. Listing these skills is a great way to showcase what skills that you possess. There are some skill assessment or test as well. Hello? Yeah. Is there any question? Okay. So there are some skill assessment tests as well, which you could actually take. Those are given by LinkedIn and they are for various skills out there. You could pass them, and over a time, like no, you will find that you start to accumulate some endorsement, adding even more credibility to this section. Now, first of all, this is like no, based on the setting. How can you get the endorsement? There are some of the things you have to go into the settings, and then like no, you would want to switch it on, because it is by default, I think it is toggled off. And if you switch on it, it would ask your connections that okay, this person is maybe, how do you think this person is good in web design? Do you want to maybe endorse them? And if it's just a 1 second job, if they click on it, like no, your numbers will increase and you would have a increased number here. That means they are endorsing. This is very easy basically, and this will give you some credibility. You can ask for like no people if you can get endorsement. So it is very easy. But if you are asking for, maybe it is just asking for reference. Okay, so if they know that you really are expert in this, they would endorse you. And similarly, endorsements, and there is a recommendation part of it. So as I mentioned, endorsement is like no, asking someone to refer you. It doesn't take very much effort. As I said, it's just 1 second job. They just have to click on like no, couple of times. But asking your connections to write a recommendation for you is like no, asking them to write a letter of recommendation. It takes a little bit longer and it's more in depth, but it does give them much better opportunity to explain why they are willing to recommend you. So you can see like no, in letter of recommendations they would mention why and what all things they can actually talk about some specific incidents as well, that this happened and in this scenario this person showed a great thing and all those stuff. So that is something like no, you can showcase here. So you just have like no option of ask for a recommendation, and when you click on like ask for recommendations, it would like no, give you a pop-up with a default text, can you please write me a recommendation. It is just default text. I definitely and like strongly recommend that change this text and make it more personalized one. Okay, ask for recommendations, write like no, personalize that text and mention why you want to ask for that person and what actually you are looking for. So maybe you would want to say something like, we worked on like no, that XYZ project together last month, and since the project is over, I was just thinking if you could write me a recommendation, that would be great. So that is something that you could do, and this will also help the other person that you are asking to start thinking in the direction. If you just give it like no, this default text, could you write me a recommendation, they might not think where to start because there are so many things about you. But if you just like no, point out that because of this project we were working together, or maybe this conference we did something, we were part of this committee, blah blah blah. So just add that. But yeah, people will most of the times appreciate this, but don't be too much specific. Okay, you don't want to guide them how to write your recommendation. Okay, just point them in some direction where to start with. So that is something, and this is powerful one. As you can see in the screenshot, you have like no, two tabs, received and given. So received will show whatever the recommendations that you have received so far, and in given whatever recommendations that you have given. So make sure like no, you are not doing that मैं तेरे को देती हूँ और तू मेरे को दे. Don't do that. It will be visible directly on your profile. So that was about your profile, your individual profile on the LinkedIn. Let's move on to the networking part of it. Now, how we can create a professional network. Connecting with other professionals and creating a solid professional network, it is like no, one of the most empowering things that you can do on LinkedIn. It can help you to provide insight, advice, knowledge, and the exchange of ideas. collaboration opportunities, access to resources, and often it will open the door to job opportunities. It also provides you with a great opportunity to help others. According to 2017 Global Talent Trends, two of the most popular ways that companies find new hires are through employee referrals and social professional networks. And I'm repeating this again. People are finding new hires through employee referrals and social professional networks. And LinkedIn is the most important one here. So candidates who are recommended by their own employees or who they might have connected on the social media networks, that is something that companies, the recruiters will take a look at first point. So having a strong network is always important, but in this maybe this is digital age and it is more important now and easier to build that strong network. So sites like this LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and others, they would allow you to connect and collaborate with like-minded people who work in your industry and share your passion and goal. You don't already have a strong network, highly suggest start building one. Some of the recommendations how to start building one is no, just don't start connecting with anyone and everyone that you can. In fact, it would be a very bad thing and people will be annoyed. You would want to start with selective group of connections that you would want to, you can actually maintain communication with. So consider connecting with three different types of people to build your network. um, Maybe whatever the field that you would want to go in. So think in that field, who is the subject matter expert, who is the strategic person, and who is kind of advocate. So take a look at all of these and you can connect to these people at personal level. Again, when you start and send them that connection request, just don't go ahead with that default text, just like asking for recommendations. Write that personalize it and write why you would want to connect with them. You could write maybe because I want to learn about this, or maybe I have heard your session on this thing, or I saw your paper in this paper presentation and I liked it, I would want to gain more insights and all the stuff. So whatever you are, whatever your motto is, just add that, make it personalized, and that would be one to get started with. These would be the people who can actually when you connect with them professionally, they can actually mentor you. So you would get someone while you are maybe interning or something like that, you could actually get many insights from you, from them, how you can go ahead in your career and how you can start with that. So that is a very good thing that you would want to do. Take time to build and nurture that network. It won't be just one thing, that connecting with them and doing nothing. Communicate with them. In fact, LinkedIn, just like Facebook and other social media sites, it also gives you, the algorithm gives you, reminds you when your connections birthdays are, or maybe when their work anniversaries are. If you're not sure how to start, these are just some pointers that LinkedIn is giving you. You can start communicating that way as well if you are too shy to start that conversation. Then we do have as I mentioned, connecting with people. Just make sure you are in beginning stage of your career. You have not actually, I'm assuming you have not actually started working, and you do not have much job experience. So this would be your source of job opportunities, your source of feedback. You can get lot of resources from this network, because in newsfeed you would be able to see the post that they are writing or they are interacting with, or all those stuff. If you write to, if you connect to maybe right people, you would be able to see which groups they are part of in. And when I am saying group, we come to see the LinkedIn group. So LinkedIn, you have lot of groups which are your trusted communities, where professional will with the shared interest, they can ask questions, they can share insights, and they can build meaningful connections. So again, if I say web design, so web design, you can just search for web design. It will give you the groups on the home page in the left hand side. When you click on group, it would be showing up how many groups you are part of it. If you are not part of anything, you can search for right keywords and you can see how you can participate in them. It is also great way to customize your feed and make account more relevant to your interest. So you're interested in web design, you would join some of the groups which are part of which are talking about web design, and in your news feed you would be able to see some of the feeds, some of the posts, some of the resources that the group is posting about. If you're looking for jobs, then there are so many groups. Pune IT jobs, one of the group you would want to join in, and they would have a lot of posts and opportunities that you have in that section. And these are also, as I said, these are also a great way to network with other professionals who are interested in that particular topic. They might be already expert, they are working in some similar organization, or maybe you would also find some of the people who are in the same situation as you. So you would want to see how what path experience people have taken, the way they are interacting in the group or something like that. So that is also a good tool that you can use while networking. And then you have a alumni tool, and that is the great thing, yeah, you can do as a student. So all the university pages, college pages, and this tool, the alumni one, on those pages, these are powerful ways to research colleges, your potential careers, and to find people to connect with who attended the same school, college as you. So you are likely to find the fellow alumni which will be more open to connecting and share advice with you, because they also shared such an important part of your journey. So basically, say for example, you are searching for DY Patel College. It would show up your college page. When you go to the page, first of all, again, it would have a lot of information. You can see about this college. You can have whatever they have posted recently, any post, any videos. You can follow them and receive updates from them. Now, you will also be able to go to their website and other stuff. There is a one tab which is alumni tab, and this is the most important one that I'm talking about now. Is when you click on that, it would be actually give you the tool that you can type in for some keyword or some company or some years as well. Like, I want to search for web designers who are alumni of DY Patil